Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use Kinde Webhooks with Zapier. The use case that we're running through today is when a user is added on Kinde, I'm going to have them entered here on my Google Sheets, and I'm going to do that with Zapier. So let's do a quick demo. I'll add a new user, Peter at Kinde plus B.com. Cool, give it a save. So I've added my new user. You can see BB is here, and on Google Sheets, BB gets added as well. And that's done using the Kinde Webhooks, Zapier, and Google Sheets. So how does it all work? Well, the first thing that you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to go to Zapier and create a new Zap. So let's do a new Zap. So we're gonna use a webhook, Webhooks by Zapier, and we're going to connect it to Google Sheets. Great. So under the webhooks, we're going to choose the catch the raw hook. Continue. We need to copy this link here, and we're going to take this into the Kinde dashboard. So on your Kinde dashboard, you're going to go to webhooks. So under settings, webhooks, and we're going to add a new webhook. I think I have too many, but I'm going to just show you this one. So let's call this the Kinde Zapier Google Sheets webhook, and this is for when user is created. And I'm going to enter the endpoint here, paste, and that's just come from this webhook URL on Zapier. So I pasted that in, and then you would add your events. So I've got user created here already. I'm going to click save. Click save at the top there, and now I have that webhook ready to go. So it says over here that it's listening, and we're going to test the trigger. So no requests have been found, and that's because we haven't caused the webhook to run. So this webhook runs anytime a user is created. So let's go back to Kinde and create a user. So let's add a new user. Lol, Peter plus lol at kinde.com. Click save. Great, let's check back over here. It was listening. I'm going to click here, test the trigger. It should pop up. There we go, and it's come back with that raw webhook data. So let's continue with this. Google Sheets is good. I'm going to create a new spreadsheet row. The account, I'll choose my own. Action, let's go Kinde Zapier demo, worksheet, sheet number 1. And I'm just gonna enter the raw body data into the name to continue. And let's test the step, see how it's done. And there we go. So I know it's not showing the name and the email, but it's showing the raw data. And this raw data is coming from that webhook. So let's just publish this so we can see it in action. And I'm gonna do another person. So let's add another user. I'm gonna call it 3 because this is our third one. Peter plus 3 at kinde.com. Save. So he's been added, and on Zapier he's been added as well. So how can we double check? Well, if I copy all of this and I decode the JWT, so I've just pasted that all in, you can actually see, oh, it's Peter 3, 3, 3, cool. So that's awesome, but I don't really want to have this long string in my Google Sheets. I want to have the name and the email like I have above. So how can I go about doing that? Well, I just need to decode that JWT and then pull out the right information, right? Luckily, Zapier has a function called code. I don't know if it's called a function. It's actually called an action. So Zapier has an action called code, and we're going to put that above Google Sheets. So we're going to grab the webhook and decode it with the code, send it off to Google Sheets so that it can show the correct name and email. So I'm going to run some JavaScript. Nice. Input data, so I'm going to get the JWT, and that's going to come from the raw body. And then I got to work out what function to call. Luckily, I have this from before. I asked ChatGPT, write a Zapier JavaScript code function to decode a JWT from a webhook, and it's given me this. I will copy this, paste it in. Only thing to watch out for is that this input data is what is coming in from this input data. So that's supplied by Zapier, and then this name here corresponds with that part of the input data. And then it just decodes a token for us. So let's continue. Let's test. And you can see it's decoded that person. So Peter Lol has come all the way through. Let's continue. So now back on this Google Sheets part of Zapier, the action, rather than including the raw body, let's put in the person's name. And you can grab that from the JavaScript code. And that's going to be, let's use their first name and their last name. And then on their email, let's just grab their email. User email. Awesome. Continue. And then I'll publish. Version name, version 2. How about that? Great. So we have currently the webhook ready on Zapier. Whenever a user is created, it's going to send it over to Zapier. Zapier is going to run this JavaScript code. It's going to grab the raw body, decode it, and then it's going to send it off to Google Sheets. So let's see it in action. Let's call this on the final example. Peter plus final at kind.com. Save. Great, I have that user created. Let's see, has it popped up? Oh, there we go, final example. But the email did not pop up, I wonder why. So it looks like I didn't save it properly. But that's okay, at least we know that the name is working. Oh, it looks like email, I actually set it as empty for some reason, so I didn't save it properly, but it looks like the names have come through properly. And here we go, final example. So yeah, hopefully that made sense and it's useful for you guys. Have a go.